Out we go.
You even go to punches, your stance must be right as far as your pivot. You start off with your pivot, get on your pivot, and it's light. The jab goes like this. This is exactly how the jab go. Jab.
Counterpunching. But overall, I have to say Crawford. If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford.
Floyd Mayweather recently visited Terence Crawford's training camp, offering valuable insights on how to overcome Canelo Alvarez. During his visit, Mayweather shared strategies that helped him secure victory against Canelo in their 2013 bout. He advised Crawford to focus on speed, sharp defense, and precise counterpunching to exploit Canelo's weaknesses. Mayweather's experience and guidance could give Crawford an edge as he prepares for this career-defining challenge against the bigger and more powerful Alvarez.
You bring the hook with it. You can go to the body. Jab. Just double jab. Triple jab.
At a recent press conference, Canelo Alvarez did not hold back in his assessment of Terence Crawford's career. He pointed out that, in his view, Crawford has not faced any truly elite opponents so far. Canelo expressed confidence that he represents a level of skill and experience that Crawford has yet to encounter. This statement wasn't just bravado. It was a psychological tactic designed to plant doubt and pressure on Crawford ahead of their showdown. Canelo's remarks reflect his belief in his own legacy as one of the sport's top fighters, and he seems determined to remind everyone of the gap in experience between himself and his challenger.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one. You
Since
mention me
2002.
one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look,
It's gonna
you.
be me.
I don't
And
care
you
about
will-
nobody else.
And you will see that day.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? Same shit everybody else been saying since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/box.
Max Kellerman gave a sharp analysis when comparing the two fighters. He highlighted how Crawford's jab has become one of the most effective tools in boxing today. Kellerman noted that although Canelo once possessed a similarly sharp jab, it has faded over time, and now Crawford's precision and speed in this area give him a clear edge. Furthermore, Kellerman emphasized that Crawford's tactical intelligence could present major problems for Canelo, who primarily relies on his natural size and power. This breakdown underscores how strategy and technique could outweigh physical attributes in this matchup.
Best jab.
Crawford.
Best defense.
Crawford. Nowadays, Crawford. I would say early in the fight, Canelo. And earlier in his career, Canelo. But he hasn't been that kind of fighter in recent years. Although Crawford is also hittable. With any fighter, when you talk about their defense, the question is not, can they be hit with a shot? You take punches. Everyone, the greatest defensive fighters ever get hit. Pernell Whitaker, Willie Pep, Floyd Mayweather, they all get hit. The question is, can you hit them with combinations? And both guys are hard to hit. With the two-piece, hard to hit.
So who has the best footwork out of the two?
In terms of cutting off the ring, last fight notwithstanding, Canelo has gotten much better at cutting off the ring. But, early in his career, he had a problem with that and was much more comfortable counterpunching. But overall, I have to say Crawford. If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford. What Canelo has is size, and as a result, physical strength and punching power. Canelo also has a great chin. But in terms of, if you want to go skill for skill, especially the recent version of Canelo, who's had to turn into a seek and destroy guy, who had to learn as his career went on to cut off the ring and not just follow guys around. Like Lara, Trout, Floyd, he followed those guys around. He had trouble because he's really a natural counterpuncher who wants you to come to him.
Nico Ali, grandson of Muhammad Ali, has openly voiced his support for Terence Crawford. According to him, Crawford's character and skills inside the ring are exemplary. Ali admires Crawford's dedication, discipline, and talent. seeing him as a fighter worthy of being called one of the greats. His endorsement highlights how Crawford's influence goes beyond mere achievements. It speaks to the respect he commands among boxing figures connected to historic legacies.
People with Canelo before Canelo's last fight, but then after Canelo's last fight, it seems like it's more 50-50 now. So everything is just the build up for that fight is just going to be absolutely magnetizing. Like that fight, it's garnered so much more buzz after Canelo's last fight, and Bud is Bud. He's one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. He is one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. So it's going to be a fight. It's going to be awesome to watch.
Have you sparred any of them?
I haven't sparred Bud yet. I haven't been in Canelo's camp. I've met Canelo a few times. I love Canelo's team. Canelo's one of my favorite fighters. He's been my favorite fighter for the longest time. But you know, I have to be Team Bud because me and Bud are cool, and I have so much belief in Bud, and I know who he is as a fighter. He is one of the greats. So he could do anything you know, he wants.
And being around both of them and seeing how they work and train and things like that, what makes both of them the fighters they are, in your opinion?
I've watched Bud, so for Bud in particular, he's calm in everything he does, and that kind of calm is scary to watch because it shows experience. You can see that he's been doing this for decades.
Canelo Alvarez has acknowledged Crawford's abilities with professionalism. He stated that when fighters operate at the highest level, weight classes lose some of their significance because true professionals can adapt. Canelo expressed his commitment to preparing with maximum intensity, understanding that facing Crawford requires more than relying on natural advantages. His comments reveal his respect for his opponent and his awareness that this bout demands peak conditioning and sharp strategy.
Smaller guy, and why do I need to fight this guy? For you, what changed? Tell me about the moment where you're like, you know what? Maybe I'll do this. This sounds like a good idea.
No, if you're thinking about it, look how big turns this fight. It's big fight. No, that's why made me change. But you know, I've been in his situation before, jumping weight classes, and when you're a good fighter, that doesn't matter. So I'm not gonna focus on that. I'm gonna focus on training very hard because Crawford is a very good fighter.
Yeah, tell me about your experience with that, because now it's reverse. He's coming up in weight. What could be dangerous? What aren't we seeing that maybe you see in this fight?
No, everything. He's a good fighter. Obviously, I know that, and I need to be careful. I need to be careful in everything.
He's a good fighter, obviously. I know that, and I need to be careful in everything. Showbiz, the adult, provided a balanced perspective on this fight. He praised Canelo's physical strength and the intense nature of his training camp, highlighting how these factors contribute to Canelo's consistent dominance in the ring. At the same time, he recognized Crawford's unique ability to understand and counter tricks due to his wrestling background, which adds layers to his defense and attack. However, Showbiz maintained that Canelo's experience and natural size advantage give him a slight edge in this contest.
And Canelo uses his legs, he uses his core, and then his neck itself to lift up Bivol like Bivol was a featherweight. That is a huge representation of how strong Canelo is. When you look at his workouts, you can tell why he was able to do that. All these damn neck exercises that I wouldn't dare do. Okay, that stuff looks painful. The squatting and all that stuff that he's doing is exactly why Canelo Alvarez, honestly, is a strong fighter. He tried to do it again with William Skull. William Skull shook out of it, but he is a bull. Listen, Terence Bud Crawford is strong. He is, okay? And he understands leverage, and he understands those things because he wrestled. Honestly, very true. But Saul Canelo Alvarez is also extremely strong. Now, let me know how you feel in the comments below. We're in the zone, war room.
Darrell Miller weighed in with his personal hopes for the fight, expressing his desire to see Crawford succeed. He pointed to Crawford's hunger and determination as factors that could drive him to victory. Despite any physical disadvantages, Miller dismissed concerns about the size difference, stressing that a motivated fighter can overcome such obstacles. His view reflects belief that heart and willpower can often tip the scales in big fights.
Crawford, huge fight September 13th. Who do you think's going to win that?
I'm pulling for Crawford in this one. I think people are underestimating his strength right now and his size. And I think he's a little more hungry than Canelo. So let's see though. But I like both guys, but I'm more a little closer to Crawford, so I want to see Crawford can take it.
Many analysts have stressed the importance of Crawford's strategy in this bout. This is not just another contest. It's a defining moment that could solidify his place in boxing history. Beating a champion like Canelo would erase doubts and elevate Crawford's legacy. To achieve this, Crawford must rely on his sharp mind and avoid unnecessary risks. His game plan needs to be built on precision, patience, and adaptability.
He understands that he has to be smart. And I think with this one specifically, it ain't just about being smart. He knows he has to look like he's never looked before, because again, if he doesn't and he beats Canelo, everybody's just gonna say, well, that's Crawford, you know. So I think he knows that this is the performance of a lifetime and everything has to look right. He knows in order for it to look right, he can't just go out there and let the dog go. The dog is, you know, he got to work his way up to the dog. Hey, show the clip real quick. I don't know if you showed it already, but this is the dog you're talking about right here, right? And so this is, I pulled this clip right here. I seen it on social media this morning.
Don't do that. That's what I'm saying.
And I pulled this clip, right? But this is Terence.
That's who he is.
He's not gonna swing on Canelo. He already know that part of the game. But what I asked you, were you ever trying to send a message to your opponents? He's letting you know, and it's no act. And that's what I really wanted to show, is that's not an act.
No.
That's not, there's 30 security guards.
I don't know, it feels a little contrived.
You think so?
I think a lot of people feel it's a little like.
Well, I'm glad you used a big word that most of us don't know.
Hey, I don't fight as good as you guys. I had to learn some big words, right, to make up for that.
Don't look it up. Just ignore what
you need big words to get out of fights. You know, you need big words to get out of fights. But you know, okay. So case in point, our guy Hafey, sitting right there, producer extraordinaire. He had a picture of Terence Crawford in New York.
Crawford's ambition is clear. He's willing to take significant risks by aiming for a knockout against a larger and more powerful opponent. His track record at higher weight classes supports his confidence. He handled himself effectively at 154 pounds, proving that he can adapt to bigger challenges. Moving up to 168 represents a leap, but Crawford's skill set and prior experience suggest he will not be out of his depth in this fight.
Bud Crawford is taking his undefeated record, putting it on the line, daring to be great, to try and knock off Saul Canelo Alvarez from his throne and go and try to do something that no man has ever done, and that is to be a 3-division undisputed champion. That's a tall task. We know that Canelo Alvarez has fought fighters way bigger than Bud Crawford. It's actually one of the biggest talking points in this fight is the size. Canelo Alvarez has fought guys like Bivol. He's fought guys like Kovalev. He's fought guys like Billy Joe Saunders. He's fought really big fighters who are established at their weight classes all the way up to light heavyweight. And we know that Bud has come from a smaller weight class, being a champion all the way down at the 135-pound division into 140, 147. But as you can see in the tail of the tape, Bud is actually taller. Bud actually has a bigger reach. And quite frankly, he did most recently fight in the 154-pound division. And I don't think he will struggle to make weight to be at 168 and fight as a super middleweight. The question is, though, is bone structure. Who's going to carry that weight more effectively? We know that Canelo Alvarez has been in the weight longer, and as I mentioned, he's fought bigger guys. It's really something amazing for Bud if he's able to pull this off.
Edgar Berlanga offered an encouraging perspective on Crawford's mindset going into the bout. He urged Crawford to stick to what has brought him success so far, rather than trying to overcompensate for the size difference. Belonga noted that taking on a challenge of this magnitude, moving up to weight divisions, naturally makes the fight an even contest. His comments highlight that no matter the outcome, Crawford is proving his willingness to test himself at the highest level.
First of all, he got to go in there and he just got to fight him. You know what I'm saying? He got to go in there. I think Crawford just got to go in there and do what he got to do. You know what I'm saying? He got to just be Crawford, show his IQ, show him why he's a two-time undisputed, world champion, and go in there with confidence. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's a big weight difference, a big weight jump. That could be a difference in the fight. Because obviously, it's like me jumping up to heavyweight. Obviously, I'm a foot of power. I'm a foot of that size difference, compared to my other fights. So I just think that he got to go in there and just be himself. And I said, if he loses, we'll just all know that, hey, he just jumped up 2 weight classes to be great. You know what I'm saying? It's not, he can't really, he's testing himself. He's testing himself a great fighter. So, and I don't doubt him, I don't got no doubt in my mind. He's a 2-time undisputed world champion for a reason. So, and I don't think none's gonna phase him in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the power, maybe the size, you know what I'm saying? And Canelo, he's not knocking Canelo out. So he just gotta go in there just IQ.
Would you lean towards Canelo still in that fight?
I got faith in him. I think Crawford could do it. You know what I'm saying? I think he could do it. Just like I said, just the size. The only shit that throws the fight off is the size and obviously the power. And Canelo's IQ too, because Canelo got IQ, you know what I'm saying? And Canelo fought a lot much bigger guys, so I know the Crawford's power ain't gonna phase him. I know Crawford's size ain't gonna phase him either, you know what I'm saying? So, but for me, I think it's a 50-50
Gareth A.
fight.
Davies and Duke McKenzie debated the significance of this matchup, agreeing that it stands out in today's boxing landscape, an era where top fighters often avoid each other. This clash between two of the sport's best is a rare and exciting event. Their discussion emphasized how these kinds of bouts are what fans crave, moments when greatness meets greatness and legacies are forged in the ring. Crawford's reputation for making smart adjustments during fights is one of the main reasons he has so much support. Fans and experts alike recognize his ability to study an opponent and change tactics mid-bout. This adaptability has allowed him to break down skilled adversaries and control the pace of his contests. Such qualities will be vital if he hopes to outthink and outmaneuver a fighter like Canelo.
I really like, this is a huge fight that's coming up. I really like Terence Crawford. I think, we were talking about coaches breaking down film. I think that Terence does a good job of that, breaking his opponent down in the fight. I think that he does a good job of adjusting. I do think that, Canelo is a big feat ahead of him because I also like Canelo. Like, it's kind of one of those things like, who do I like more that night? It's going to be a really good fight. I like both of them. I think that, that is something that I think women's boxing does a good job of, is putting on fights like that. Like we'll fight whoever. So I think it's cool to see the men starting to do more of that. Like it historically has always been. Like
Tim Tszyu provided a candid take on the dynamics leading up to the fight. He observed that while Canelo's style can appear predictable at times, it leaves opportunities for an intelligent fighter like Crawford to exploit. Tszyu also commented on the pre-fight build-up, noting that much of the animosity seen in press conferences serves to generate interest and hype rather than reflecting genuine hatred. His belief in Crawford's chances reflects his confidence and skill over size. Crawford himself understands what's at stake. He's acknowledged that this fight has the potential to define his legacy for decades to come. By taking on a challenge of this magnitude, he is setting himself up for either legendary status or a major setback. Crawford's awareness of the historical weight of this moment only adds to the pressure and significance of the bout.
Made him this great. Do you think that this is a similar thing for your fight now at this point in your career, stepping up and facing someone like Canelo? Does this kind of make you unbeatable and this figure that will just go down in history?
I don't know. I don't know about comparing it to his situation, but it will be a situation where I'll be talked about for many decades to come, and definitely go down in the history books as one of the best fighters to ever lace up the gloves.
Terence Crawford has expressed cautious optimism about his chances. He believes he has a strong likelihood of success, estimating it at 70%. His self-assessment shows confidence tempered by realism, recognizing the difficulty of facing a seasoned and larger opponent like Canelo. It reflects a fighter who knows what he's up against, but believes in his preparation and ability.
You're 100% certain you're going to win.
We never 100%.
What percentage are you?
70.
To say 70% chance, it just doesn't sound that confident. But I want to say this, though. He was being truthful. He knows how important this fight is. And it's that important because it is very difficult. So him saying this is difficult, and I'm giving myself a 70% chance, which is why I'm doing it. It is not because I'm bigger than him and this is easy and I'm stronger than him actually and people don't understand that I'm more skillful. No, he's a beast. And this has never been done. And this is not a sure thing. And that's why I'm so eager to do it. That's the definition of greatness. That's why he should be on the Mount Rushmore if he accomplishes it. That's why Terence Crawford is brave.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned. Until next time.